Hey guys, welcome back. Today is day 21 of the Zeovit system, and we're just going to do an overview of what I've noticed and seen over the past 21 days. Now, the initial cycle of the tank was a lot easier than it would be a regular reef tank. There wasn't a significant bloom of diatoms. I didn't go through any really algae phases. Right now, I do have a small amount of hair algae, which are, I can see, 3 different patches, and there are only a couple strands on the back wall. There's nothing actually on the glass. Now, I did some research on that particularly, and basically it's just because of the carbon source. I think they think I'm dosing too much zeostart per the particular phase that the tank is in now. And so if it gets any worse, I'll come back on the zeostart for a few days and see if it goes away. But other than that, I'm not worried about it. I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing and see how that goes. Now, as for color coloration, there are some big changes that I've seen so far. The Monty cap is a lot brighter, and it's not the same kind of red. It's like a pink fluorescent, like maybe not fluorescent, but it's like a lighter, brighter type of red. It's not the darker red that's in the 125. It's like a lighter. Also, the acropora, the green acropora, is a totally 100% different color in this system than it is in the 125, which is kind of depressing because it looks really good in here. It's like a fluorescent green, and it's growing a lot faster in here, which kind of sucks because I have 2 big colonies of it in the 125, and they don't look anything like this, which is a little depressing in the end. Kind of makes you wonder what you're not doing right in the other system. But you got to remember, this is a whole nother process. Running a Zeovit tank is a whole nother ball game. It's a different setup altogether. So your expectations, you have to step back and realize that it's not going to be the same. Your results are not going to be the same with 2 totally different systems. And I guess the hard part would be separating that thought process. Growth is a lot quicker. I wanted to see how RTN did in this tank. And that's rapid tissue necrosis, which is basically what happens with a lot of SPS. There's various reasons, and there really isn't a cure, but I picked up a frag from a buddy, which is an acropora that was RTNing from the bottom up, and it actually stopped RTNing when I put it in here. Now, it's still white on the base, but it's still alive, and the polyp extension is great, and I'm actually getting some new growth on top. So that's the first time I've had RTNing completely stop in a system. So that's a plus. I'm definitely happy about that. Now, if it will, pick up again, who knows? I guess it will depend on how the water quality is, but I guess we'll see how that goes. As for pink bird's nest, the color isn't the same. I guess you want to say it's not. It's better looking in the big tank. I'm getting the polyps look a little darker in the big tank, and it seems to pop more. It seems to move more, and just kind of. It just looks better in the big tank. So that's the only coral that I've noticed so far, that it just doesn't look any better in the Zeovit system, and for whatever reason, I don't know why. It's just the way it is. But we're going to do our first 5-gallon water change here tomorrow. I was going to do it today, but it's a little late, so we're going to do it tomorrow. We're going to do our 5-gallon, and then we're going to do that every 2 weeks. Accordingly, we'll see how we'll test calcium, alkalinity, magnesium, and then we will monitor nitrates and phosphates to see how those are doing in the system. But other than that, I really enjoy it. It's to be honest with you, I'm not really a person that really does well with 2 different tanks. As I stated in my other video, I'm ordered the Apex bar. I really am a 1 tank kind of person. I know that sounds weird. I'd rather just put all my energy into 1 tank, but we're going to continue this series for several months, up to a year, and because I really want to see how this goes, and I'm very interested in putting it on the 125, which is already pretty much established. It's going to it's a 5-month-old tank, so it's established for the most part, and it's very stable, and it's running well. And I would like to see how Zeovit would do on that system. But there's a drawback. There's that fear factor of I put the Zeovit system in and I do one thing wrong and it wipes out my entire tank. So that's been sitting in the back of my mind for this whole process so far. Is it going to be worth it? Are the results going to be worth it? And we're not going to know that until we spend some significant time in this tank testing things and going from there and seeing how the process is. One quick note, I am going to pick up the coral vitalizer on bulk resupply. I'm also going to pick up the Poles Extra, and I'm probably going to do coral snow as well. I'm not having any cyano issues, sorry, but I heard it's really good for clearing up the water and all that good stuff. So I'm going to try that, and I'm also going to start dosing 2 times a week. I'm going to dose zeofood and or coral vitalizer and also zeobak on the main tank, which is just running a biopellet system. Now there's tons of reviews on, there's it's kind of even right now. 50% say don't use biopellets with Zeo products, and the other 50 say do. And I'm in the middle saying, what should I do? So I'm going to start off slow. I'm going to do 2 times a week. We're not going to do any initial phase, no initial startup phase for the product. We're just going to go to the maintenance of the product. So we're going to do 5 drops, which is a little less than the total water volume. We're going to do 5 drops of zeobak Monday and Friday, and we'll do 5 drops of zeofood and or vitalizer, coral vitalizer on Monday and Friday as well, and see how the corals do with that. There's a lot of people say they have great reviews, but you don't really know until you try it. And we're going to go slow, so if I know if any negative things come of it, we can stop it immediately and change direction. But alright guys, that's the overview of what I think of the system so far. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will be back tomorrow with the 5-gallon water change video. Alright guys, later.